Well, good to have you as we lean into this week. Just a couple of weeks to go until the election now, 15 days, I guess. So all eyes on the election and all eyes on where this race is going, and it looks to be trending in exactly one direction. Red, red, red. Could help us. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. So many things, so many mistakes have been made, but maybe we can correct some of them. Norm Champ is a former director of the Division of Investment Management at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, author of Going Public, My Adventures Inside the SEC and How to Prevent the Next Devastating Crisis. It was released by McGraw-Hill in 2017. They are threatening your retirement savings. That is what Norm says. Norm, welcome back to the program.
Great to be here, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Now, look, I see all sorts of crazy ideas, raising the marginal income tax rate, the highest bracket, to over 40%, taxing unrealized gains at a rate of, 25%, even though you didn't make any money. It's bizarre ideas, socialist ideas, dangerous ideas. Which ones concern you the most?
You know, Steve, it's something they're already doing that concerns me the most. The vast majority of Americans who are not government employees, state and local government employees, rely on 401ks and IRAs for their retirement savings, for their retirement security. Those accounts can generally only invest in liquid instruments like public stocks, primarily public stocks and public debt. The Obama administration and now the Biden administration are shrinking the number of public stocks that people have available to invest in their retirement accounts. And they're shrinking them dramatically. The number of public companies in the U.S. has been cut roughly in half since the 90s. And under the Biden administration, initial public offerings by companies are down 90%. This means less investor choice in their accounts, which means more risk as we're all crowded into the same Magnificent 10 stocks. And it really is endangering people's retirement future because they can't invest in the innovative companies, the innovative U.S. companies that ordinarily would be going to the public markets where all of us could invest in them.
Right. So different rules for different folks, and it's remarkable to me. I see these public sector employees also get their loans, their student loans, forgiven. If you went and took money from the government, right? So you got your government check here, you took money from the government, and then you go to work for the government, get another government check. Heck, they'll forgive you the taxpayer money that you borrowed to go get a degree if you're on the government payroll. How does that even make sense?
It's unbelievable. This latest salvo here with forgiving those loans, it's just hard to understand all of the benefits that particularly state and local government workers get. So guaranteed pensions, right? The rest of us contribute to a retirement account and hope it grows, and then we'll see where we are when we retire. For state and local employees, guaranteed pensions, guaranteed benefits for life, and those pensions, the money for those pensions is invested in private equity funds, ordinarily only available to very wealthy investors. But of course, the state and local pension plans are very wealthy, and they can invest in private equity funds and other places to get returns. The rest of us are stuck with the public stock market that the Obama and now Biden-Harris administrations are shrinking dramatically. Steve, let me give you one statistic.
All right.
The Wilshire 5,000 stock index was created, and that's supposed to be sort of the most investable stocks in America, because obviously not all stocks are investable because there aren't enough of them, or enough volume. So the Wilshire 5,000 index is down to 3,400 stocks. They won't change the name because that would look bad, but just think about that. We are shrinking this pool of investable assets, and that is the vast majority of Americans relying on those public markets, those folks who are not government employees.
Well, that's got to be, as you limit your options, then you're just, winnowing it down, and boom, before you know it, you're all in the same damn investments. So if it takes a dive, nobody's diversified, as they say, right?
Exactly. So the top 10 stocks in the S&P 500. So you've heard of the Magnificent Seven, but if you just take the top 10,
Yeah.
they comprise 1/3 of the value of the S&P 500 index. So if you invest in the S&P 500 index thinking you're getting 500 stocks and diversifying, 10 stocks are 1/3 of that index. The other 493 comprise the rest. So yes, we are hurting people, this attack on public companies, which is being driven. So why is this happening? The attack on public companies is being driven by the desire by, Biden-Harris administration, Obama administration, to force those public companies to toe the line on the kinds of disclosure and kind of topics that those administrations want. So ESG, executive pay ratio, where the CEO has to show his pay ratio to the fellow working on the front line, right? They have a lot of political topics that they are requiring these public companies to get involved in. Those topics aren't relevant to most public companies, but they're layering on all this cost, all this hassle, lawsuits if you get it wrong, and that increased expense means most people are like, why would I want to be a public company?
You wouldn't be. Norm Champ, you wouldn't want to be. Norm Champ, really appreciate you being here. There's one way to solve this. Vote in November, or vote now. Norm, thank you.
Great to see you.
Hey, great to see you. More red flags for you. Folks, I have something to offer you for free today. Absolutely free. It's knowledge from Hillsdale College, of American College. Huge and effective in its educational outreach. On behalf of Liberty, giving away free copies of the Constitution. I know you've heard me talk about it. And I need you to follow me on Twitter as well. These are things you need to do today. Get your free Constitution. Understand free speech. Declaration of Independence is there as well. Gruber4Hillsdale.com. Gruber4Hillsdale.com. It's a limited time offer. Claim your free pocket-sized Constitution today. Gruber4Hillsdale.com. Mailed to your house free. If you already have one, give it to somebody who needs it. A young person, a neighbor, somebody at church, a member of Congress. Gruber4Hillsdale.com. Get your free Constitution mailed today.